What's up, everybody? Steven here for Off the Shelf Movie Night to talk to you about physical media, about Blu-rays and 4Ks and the way we like to collect and own our movies and TV shows and documentaries, all that stuff. I know it's been a minute since I did a video, a little bit longer than I normally like to go between videos, but I participated in the 48-hour film project over the weekend. And if you're not familiar with what that is, you put together a team, which I already have because of my regular production work that I do, and you draw a genre out of a hat on Friday night, and you have 48 hours to make a movie. Write it, plan it, shoot it, post-produce, all that stuff. I participated. It's a fun way to sort of just cut loose and do weird stuff and, you know, get out of the normal grind of production that you might normally be part of. It is for me, because outside of that event, I'm mostly doing documentary or corporate video or like event video, that kind of thing. So it's just kind of fun to cut loose, and that's what we did. So last week was a lot of getting ready for that, planning, catering, and things you're allowed to do in advance, like setting locations and all that. So I'm back, got some stuff in the mail today. Remember making these orders to these companies, but I don't remember what these are. I think one of them is a pre-order that I made, and I'm not sure which pre-order this is, so we're going to find out together. So I got a few things here, so we're going to dig into it. So let's get started with this small one. Take a look at what we got. And of course, finally, I got on the bandwagon and got my own copy of the Wraith. This is another one of these Vestron video releases. They're doing these, and now I remember the price went down sharply. I mean, I think maybe it was $9 or $10 or something on Amazon, and I really wanted it with the slipcover. Although I'll tell you, I have mixed feelings about the slipcover. I mean, this artwork is fine, you know. I'm sure it's just reminiscent of the original release, but I don't love this. I think this is aggressive. I mean, it's two companies, Vestron and MVD. I don't like this big old MVD thing at the bottom. I much prefer what Criterion does with the C, you know, or what Arrow does with the little bar at the bottom and the Arrow logo. I like more subtle branding. I don't like it just to be so aggressive, because I don't really like the older slips, and some newer ones too, where it's a big blue bar across the top with the word Blu-ray there. I think it takes from the artwork. But, okay, so this is an old school 80s cheeseball science fiction, sort of science fiction horror, but mostly just straight up, like, really cheesy science fiction. Has Charlie Sheen in it in one of his earlier roles. Guy gets killed, comes back kind of as a revenge demon in a badass car, the Wraith. So I've seen this movie many times. Has an 80s rock soundtrack that's pretty great. So interested to see the extras. I don't think there's anything with Charlie Sheen in it, which is a shame. But I'll find out for sure and let you know if you don't have a copy. It seems like a lot of us grabbed this one, and that's cool. I'm glad. So let's look inside and see what we got. I know there's been a lot of other unboxing videos. Oh, this has a digital copy. I did not anticipate that. I guess it's because it's maybe a Lionsgate thing. No reversible artwork on this one, and just a repeat of the cover art. That's unfortunate. Yeah, this is a pretty basic package. But I buy for the movie first. You know, packaging is just a icing on the cake if you can get it. So, if you like cheesy science fiction, this is not as bad as like a Sci-Fi Channel original, but it's cheesy. If you enjoy that and you like sort of a time capsule movie, because this is most definitely 80s through and through, then you should pick this up, because I think even at its most it's like $15, $17, something like that. They're doing Vestron Video is doing a really good job with their pricing. There you go. All right, let's get into this. This comes from Diabolic DVD. If you have not ordered from Diabolic DVD, you need to give them your money, because they are the kind of company, you know, outside of ordering direct from a boutique, that's keeping this collecting alive for us. I mean, they specialize in physical media. Now, Diabolic doesn't always have like your big mainstream titles. They don't. That's not what their focus is. You can get those other places. But anything boutique or import or, you know, limited edition type of stuff, you can get from Diabolic. My only issue with Diabolic, I don't often order from them until I'm ready to order a lot, because I find their shipping to be a little bit high. So So we'll break in here. They did a good job padding this thing. And let's just see what we have here. Yeah, this is a nice big box. So I ordered I've got a number of things on pre-order from them, so I really don't know what this is. So they actually put it inside postal envelope there. All right, we got 2 things here. Oh yeah, I'm excited. You guys ready for this? Here's the first one. It is the super limited edition of True Romance. It's a Christian Slater film that answers a very vital question. To me, it was. What if you took a grungy, grubby sort of script written by Quentin Tarantino, and instead of him directing it, you let an A-list, slick, badass sort of visual director. And not that Quentin Tarantino is not visual, because he absolutely is. But he's very grindhouse visual in his style. This was directed by Tony Scott, who, in the 80s was doing things like Days of Thunder and or 80s and 90s. Big tentpole movies in that sort of Michael Bay area, except his movies, Tony Scott's movies were much better than Michael Bay. He did Enemy of the State, which I think is isn't that Will Smith movie? Yeah, with Gene Hackman. So he does very slick stuff. So it was kind of a cool combination to see what would come out of this. And what you get is a very gritty story, but slickly directed and shot and produced. I love this. This is one of my favorite Tarantino films because it's Tarantino through and through. This has James Gandolfini in it. It even has a cameo by Brad Pitt that is a scene stealer. He's not in it a lot, but when he is in it, it's amazing. It's just so funny. Now, they put this out in a limited steelbook, but when we're talking about Arrow Video releases, I prefer, if I can get it, the limited boxes. I mean, first off, they always pass the tap test, So we've got a sort of a quarter J card there, wrapping around the back. They use these tape, these little freaking pieces of tape. Now, that one came off pretty easy. I had a really bad experience with my Argento box with this tape dots, so I'm very tedious with them now. J card. All right, so here's the actual back. This is very kind of subtle in its design. Cool artwork there. I'm not saying it. Patricia Arquette. So it's these two are of course the main characters. Basically, what you have in True Romance is a Quentin Tarantino romance movie. Honestly, she's a prostitute. He's basically just a ridiculous guy working in a video store that loves movies. So Quentin Tarantino is channeling a lot of himself in this script. And through a series of events, they end up involved with a film producer at one point, and a lot of drugs and money, and things go very awry by the end. If you haven't seen this movie, you've got to see it. It's so good. It's an action movie to some degree. It's a drama. It's got comedy in it, and on top of all of that, it's a fable. Okay. When I saw this, I didn't even know who James Gandolfini is, but looking back, he's in this movie. It's a smaller role, but it's one of the tougher scenes to watch in the movie. All right, so we're going to unbox this baby, and as I said, very nice, typical packaging. And this is the classic artwork there. That's what was on the original release VHS, I think, and definitely on the DVD. Waited for a long time to get an HD release of this movie. And this is a very nice, perfect bound book, that sort of matte finish that they've become known for. Oh, there's another scene in here. I don't want to ruin it for you, but there are a couple of scenes in here that are legit. Just there's Brad Pitt. They are legit, just movie classics, like particular dialogue scenes that are just. You've got to see the movie. I may do a breakdown review and get a little more spoilery on it and just really talk about this movie after I've had a chance to look and see what the quality is. I mean, just look at this cast. There's so many people I haven't even referenced. It's packed with people, and it's a combination of a really great Quentin Tarantino script and an amazing director that people wanted to work with, and you end up with quite the cast. I haven't even scratched the surface of everybody that's in it. So this looks like a really cool book. I'm gonna look forward to going through this while I take a look at the movie. And we have a poster here. I'm assuming, knowing Arrow Video, it's double-sided. I know other people got this, but I think a lot of people went for the Steelbook, because that's the unpackagings that I've seen. I'll take the Steelbook, but I prefer the special edition boxes. Oh, this is cool. So here is the artwork that's on the cover, which is fine, it's good. But this artwork on the back, this is killer artwork right here. This is some very cool stuff. Get a look at what that poster is. This might actually have to go up. I kind of need a little bit more not horror stuff on my walls, honestly. I have a lot of horror things. Alright, so here is the 4K box. Don't love the 4K box. Wish they would continue with the clear boxes. I don't think it's needed, honestly. I think the clear boxes are much nicer. Going inside here. Now, if you order this, if you can even still find it, it's 4K only. Only a 4K disc. I'm fine with that. I think it's, it's kind of enough with the two. If you're buying 4K, you're buying 4K. And I understand that people are, using it as a transitional. You can play the Blu-ray until you buy the 4K, but I think sometimes we can save a little bit of money if we just get a 4K disc. So we've got some art cards in here. The True Romance on the back. I'll show them to you. Just stills from the movie that I'm aware they didn't do. We were already at a point where we weren't doing lobby cards anymore when this came out. So there you go. It's cool just to have some stills from the movie to flip through. Fun to just pull this stuff out and take a look at it when I'm watching a movie, or after I've watched the movie and I'm looking at the bonus features. Kind of fun to have all this cool stuff just to flip through. So that is True Romance. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I don't remember. Many months ago I pre-ordered this. I was hoping that we were getting close because I've seen some people opening the Steelbooks. Sometimes that's the other thing with Diabolic. It takes a bit to get stuff, but honestly my other option would have been importing directly from Arrow, and that would have taken a while too. So there you go. Okay, last pickup. There's only 3 pickups, but they're epic pickups. Okay, the last one is the very custom edition of Dario Argento's Cat o' Nine Tails. I love that Arrow is giving us 4Ks of Argento films, because his films visually are just stunning. I may have said this before in another video, but he's known often as the Hitchcock of Italy, and it makes sense because he has such a flair for the visual, and he has such in this era such a great visual color style, especially in something like Suspiria, but through all of his movies. This was there were 2 options for this special edition. I went for this custom artwork with the original Italian name. I just think it's really cool, and it's a little different. Again, we've got, here's the back with the synopsis and all of the bonus features that I'm excited to dig into. Not to be morbid or anything, but I'm so glad that companies like Arrow are digging in with the extras with Argento and that kind of thing, because these things need to be recorded for the sake of film history. He's an older guy, so people need to spend time with him learning, and that's what I do when I watch his films. And this is part of the 70s was the magic time for him. He had some great stuff in the 80s too, but he kind of started to falter a little bit, and I think the video age kind of was not kind to him creatively. So we have another one of these little quarter J cards there. Gonna try and delicately remove this one because returning stuff to Diabolic, it's not that you can't do it, you can, but we've been spoiled a little bit by how easy it is to send things back to Amazon. I know it. So I'm being very ginger with it. Got it off. Good. Good to go there. Such a nice box. Again, good tap test pass there. And we've got another matte finish book. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nothing on the back there. Much more subtle in the design here. We've got screen caps, a ton of write-ups here. See if I can find something cool to show you. This is a giallo, and we've talked about what giallo is before. If you want me to go in depth into giallo as a genre of horror films, you just got to hit me up in the comments, and we can look at doing that. But I think most of you probably know. These screen caps, I mean, they're not super exciting stuff. It's just a lot of shots of faces, but part of that is the nature of the kind of film it is. This is not going to be something like a Fulci type of a gore fest. This is more of a thriller. All right, very cool. Again, we have a poster here. See what the other side holds for us. Gosh, I'm not the kind of guy, like my room here is very subtle in terms of posters. I have big ones up. I have just a few big ones. I don't want to cover it in posters really, but some of these are just so cool. Just getting some cool stuff. This is a beautiful poster, you guys. It's hard for me to show on video there, but I'll just do a little pan up and down. And then on the back, or maybe this is the front, we have the same artwork that's on the cover of the box. So cool. I'm so excited, you guys. I was actually going to the theater today. I don't know. I may just stay in and look at movies because I got some cool stuff. So, again, on the inside, same format as True Romance. There. You know, I didn't look in True Romance. Let me just see here. We do have reversible artwork. And, you know, I always say this. I'm not going to do it, but I do. I'm going to flip it right now because I think it's cool that I have different artwork, you know, on the box in the cover. So I'm just going to try and flip this around. So now I got to go back and flip the True Romance, because if it's the same as what's on the flip side of that poster, that artwork is killer. Pretty much I'm always happy with what Arrow does artwork-wise. I think they do a better job than like Shout Factory does, Scream Factory. But, you know, maybe it's the imports, because there's some other great import companies that do a great job artwork-wise. better so than domestic companies. And maybe it's just a sensibility. I like that better. So we get this time we've got a little advertisement teasing some of their upcoming releases. Here's the actual art cards, and I have this on the back. And here's the cards. Go. And these are really high quality paper, you guys. Got that matte finish happening. Hubba hubba, right? Yeah, good to go. Cool stuff. So, if you haven't seen this, this is one of Argento's best giallos. It's a career best, and if you're into the genre or want to be into the genre, want to learn about it, it is required viewing. What is the oh, okay, cool, got it. The little lip there, it's kind of weird. I don't know why that's there, but you just got to make sure and get your cards around it. And I'll put the little paper advertisement back in. There you go. I've seen this movie many times, so probably what I'm going to do initially is scan it to see what the 4K looks like and start digging into the extras, because I'm so excited for that. Alright, so let me just repackage this really quickly, and then let's go back. Oh, I forgot that, and look at the reversible artwork there. Oh yeah, we got that. This is that reversed poster art that we got. So cool. Love it, love it. Definitely flipping that. This artwork, to me, speaks more of Tarantino than the other. The other artwork maybe speaks a little bit of Tony Scott, maybe? Maybe, I don't know. But this artwork, this definitely, yeah. Once you get it in the case, it really has that grindhouse look to it. That's, you know, more of a Tarantino signature. So with both of those arts, you really get Tarantino and Tony Scott there together. Very cool. So did you guys pick either of these up? Have you watched them yet? Am I in for some really cool 4Ks? I hope so. I trust Arrow. Let me know in the comments if you picked them up and what you thought. So there they are, you guys. Cat of Nine Tails, True Romance, and the Wraith. Not a huge pile, but a very expensive pile. Believe me. I mean, these babies aren't cheap, but they are worth the money. Till next we meet, pull something cool off the shelf, share them with your friends and family, and remind them why physical media is the best way to watch films and TV. I'll see you guys on the next one.